On the desk in front of me, I've got the brand new AirPods 4, both the regular and the ANC version. And the boxes are just a little bit different, as you might be able to tell. The normal AirPods 4 box on the left has a slightly different configuration on the front than the ANC version. By the way, today's video is brought to you by ESR. More on their lineup of great AirPods cases in just a little bit. You can tell there's just a little more text on the ANC box as well. Always enjoy ripping off the tags to get into the box. Now, I've already done a pretty informative comparison video that goes into the differences between these two, at least on paper. And I know it's a little bit difficult this year to figure out which pair of AirPods is gonna be right for you, especially since, as you can see here, they're so similar, even in the dimensions, but I am gonna point out all the little differences for you here. One thing I wanna point out immediately as I take these out of the box is that even though you can charge these via USB-C, there's no charger, there's no cable included in the box itself. So you're already looking at some additional fees there if you're not gonna end up using a cable or charger that you've already got. And admittedly, I mean, a lot of people do have a spare cable or charger sitting around by this point, but still, it's worth noting. So very sparse packaging this year. You do get a little packet of information here that lets you know a little bit about the AirPods themselves, so you can see how to pair via Bluetooth. And actually, this is important because there are some differences between the AirPods this year and last year. For instance, you're gonna need to know this double tap feature, which we're gonna get to in just a second, because the cases on the back don't have that circular button that you might be used to. Then you also have some safety information as well. No stickers with Apple products anymore. Fun detail to point out about the front of the box, this is actually embossed, so it sticks out just a little bit. And that's actually the case on both of these. And the box with noise cancellation does have a little extra demarcation there. Not sure how obvious it is on the video, but these are much smaller cases than previous AirPods. I noticed right away. I'd almost go so far as to say it's shockingly small. In fact, I've got an AirPods Pro 2 case here, just so you can see the difference. That's on the left hand there. And on the right is the new ANC version of the AirPods 4. So I'll put that case right in the middle there so you can gaze at it. The size is not different between the ANC version and the regular version of the new AirPods 4, but that doesn't mean there aren't some important differences to point out. So you can see on the bottom here, you've got a speaker grill on the ANC version, and that's missing from the case on the regular version of the AirPods 4. That, of course, is going to be useful when it comes to Find My integration. If you're wanting precision Find My tracking and you want it to be able to emit an audible sound to help you track down this case whenever you lose it, then that's gonna be a must-have for you. And that is something that you get on the Pro 2 case as well. So in that regard, these are more similar, the ANC versions, though the size is vastly different. In fact, let me just stack those up together so you can see the difference, what that looks like. There are differences in the ANC, I'll get to that in my review, but you'll definitely save some space in your pocket if you go with the ANC versions of the AirPods 4. Now, I wanna bring out this MagSafe charging puck here. Let's unbox that too, because one important difference between these two AirPods 4 is that one can charge wirelessly and one can't. So it's true that both of these have USB-C. Apple's completed that switch now. All the AirPods have USB-C across the lineup, but that doesn't mean that you get wireless charging everywhere, obviously. I gotta say, I really like the braided nature of these cables. That's a good job by Apple's design team there. All right, so if I go ahead and place the regular AirPods 4 on this puck, nothing happens, as you can tell. On the other hand, if I put the ANC version on, it lights right up. So if you've got a Qi wireless charger, you're gonna be able to take advantage of this, which is excellent. And as you're trying to decide between the two different AirPods 4 models, you're gonna wanna ask yourself, how often do you end up charging wirelessly? If you're looking for the ultimate drop protection for your AirPods 4 case, then check out the ESR Cyber Flip Lock case, which includes strong magnets and an internal latch, safeguarding your AirPods with durable TPU plus PC and AirGuard corners. But it's not just strong, it's also convenient. As you can see, you can easily access your AirPods one-handed with the slide button, which has been tested for over 20,000 uses. Not only that, but the Cyber Flip Lock case has effortless MagSafe as well, with magnetic strength that's 136 times stronger than AirPods 4 when connected to an Apple MagSafe charger for seamless charging with iPhone chargers, watch chargers, and even power banks. Plus, there's a clip you can use to hook it onto things anywhere you go. ESR also offers the Orbit Hybrid case that also has a powerful magnetic locking lid, Also works with MagSafe charging, and doubles your defense with an ultra-hard shell, including a shock-absorbing core. And it conveniently comes with a carry strap. You can check out all of these great cases linked up in the description. Now, the speaker on the case here isn't just for Find My. You're gonna notice in just a second here when I open this that it'll also chime to let you know when it's pairing or when it's getting low on battery. So I'm gonna go ahead and hold this up to the mic so you can hear it when it opens. And as far as this indicator light goes, that's identical on both models as well. So let's take a look next at the actual earbuds themselves. These are redesigned by Apple this year. Many ears were scanned to try to find the perfect fit for most people's ears. Now, from the outside, you're not even gonna be able to tell a difference between the two versions. This is the non-ANC version, which actually does look quite a bit different from the previous version of regular AirPods. And it's not just the shape, although that is different. See the bottom down here? You've got some flourishes down here. Two of them are just kind of like design flourishes, but there's an extra mic, I believe, down here on the stem. And that's definitely something that we haven't seen before. Now, people have different ears. Some people swear that these are gonna fall out and they can only use the Pros. Other people are like, I can't use the Pros, I have to use regular AirPods. The good news is, if you have an Apple store anywhere nearby, you can go in and try out a pair for yourself and kind of see what fits and what doesn't. I realize that sounds gross, but Apple sanitizes the dummy models there. There's different tips you can try on for the Pros and really make sure you're buying the right product without having to do a return. Now, technically speaking, these should be great for working out. So if you're looking for something that's gonna be light and stay in and provide comfort throughout the day for long extended periods of use, then this is gonna be a good option. If the new AirPods 4 are anything, they certainly are very light. And they certainly look really cool. They're iconic, but this black here, it's not just a design flourish. On the zoom in, you can actually tell there's a mesh there. Now, I wanna take a moment and just say, I'll be comparing these to the Pros 2 and giving you the full breakdown and a full recommendation after I've had some time to use these. I don't like to just dive in and give you some initial thoughts right off the bat without having thought things through and really put it through its paces. So definitely get yourself subscribed if you haven't already. In the video where I talk more about the ANC and try to help you decide which version of these you should get, I did mention that these have worse ANC in terms of the overall quality, what you can block out, than the Pros. And that simply comes down to the fact that you don't have the extra silicone tips here. And without those tips, what you're really missing out on is noise isolation. So there's noise cancellation, that's the digital signal processing, but then the isolation is just the seal, the fit inside the ear, and these are just not gonna have that same isolation that you get with the Pros. Now, do you need some level of ANC, or would you be cool without it? That's really gonna come down to how often you find yourself in a noisy environment where some ANC might make a difference. Just like some people are only gonna use these for music and they're not really gonna care about the call quality because they're not using it for FaceTime or for phone calls, it's only gonna be people who really value focusing in busy situations where that ANC is gonna be a key feature. For everyone else, I think this standard model here is gonna be just fine. While I've got the two cases here, I do wanna mention the battery life and the charging time. The standard AirPods 4 case is gonna give you up to 30 hours of total listening time, whereas the noise canceling version is only gonna give you up to 20 if you're heavily using that ANC feature. So you might ask yourself, how much of a factor is the battery life for you? And also, how quickly are you needing to charge? Does an hour of listening from a 5-minute top off sound good? That's something to consider. Spatial audio, personalization, being able to nod your head up and down or side to side if you want to accept or deny not just calls, but also notifications. Oh, look at that, there's some text under there that I bet a lot of people don't even realize is there. Lots of reasons to be very excited about the new AirPods. If you want a full in-depth comparison of the various pros and cons, check out the video I made recently to help you compare and figure out which version of these you should really buy. Can't wait to test these out. Thanks for hanging out today, and I'll catch you in the next video. Subscribe.